Hi, my name's Kathy. I work for the Hamilton East Public Library, and I'm also a master gardener in Hamilton County. So I'm here to talk to you about a different way of gardening. It's something that I started a few years ago and I'm still learning about. The idea is that you're trying when you garden not to create a unique thing that is only a garden, but something that's going to be more in harmony with nature, and it's going to grow things the way that nature grows things. And if you look around, nature does not like a void. It fills it in. If you cut your grass, it's going to grow. If you plow under a field, 5 years from now, there'll be trees and shrubs and all sorts of things growing in it. So in the garden, we want to try to make sure that we're growing things in a healthy way. So one of the things that I used to dread every year was rototilling and turning over my garden. I used to have a rototiller, it broke. So then I started doing it by hand, and I've got kind of a large garden going to and fro, and it was a lot of work. And then I started reading about something called permaculture, and this idea of being more with nature. And I realized that by turning my soil over every year before I planted, I was actually planting the weed seeds that had fallen on the ground into my soil. And that's why I had so many weeds. So about 3 years ago, I stopped turning over my soil in the spring, and I emptied my compost bin out and just threw it on top of all of this. And I would put mulched grass and mulched leaves on top of it and just plant inside of that. And ever since then, I haven't had really weeds that I've needed to deal with. So one of the things that I'm going to try this year for the first time is putting in a cover crop. So you know how I said nature doesn't like a void, that it will fill things in? Well, from this time of year until the spring, you're going to have other things that will be growing, and what you can do is choose what you're going to grow. So I've already put, you can see here, I've got some oats already put in the ground over here because I had some other things that I took out, and I'm going to plant some more. Oats are one of the many kinds of cover crops that you can plant. You can Google this or go on to the Purdue Extension Agency and learn about cover crops. Each one will do a different thing for your yard. Erosion control, they can be like a green manure. They're going to provide more organic matter for your garden, and also help with weed suppression. Now I've chosen the easiest one to start with this year. These are oats, and you can do all sorts of different ones depending on what your goal is. They're easy to plant. You're just going to turn your soil over a little bit, and then you're going to put your oats in there, and you're going to cover it up just like you would plant anything else. And I'm just going, well, actually it's not how I would normally plant anything else, but oddly enough this is going to work. I'll get those covered up and I'll get them watered, and then the oats will start to grow. So what will happen then with the oats is that they're going to grow now. When we get some hard frost, they're going to die. I'm just going to leave them right there. And in the spring, they're going to be dead on top of the soil, and I'll throw my other compost and whatnot on top, and I'll just plant in between all of that. So one thing that you can do now to prepare for starting a more environmentally friendly way of gardening is save your leaves. Don't throw them away in the trash. Gather them up, mulch them, and save them in bags. You can use them as the brown component of your compost bin all through the next year, and you can use them also to amend your soil. So there's a lot of things that you could be doing to make gardening better, and this is just one of them. We have a just delightful DVD at the library called The Biggest Little Farm. I would recommend checking that out. It shows kind of permaculture in action on a large size farm. It's something the whole family will enjoy watching, and it will introduce you to this topic and get you interested in this for your own yard. So hopefully this is of help to you, and happy gardening.